friends, and welcome to episode 204 of The Rewind, a podcast dedicated to keeping its listeners on the cutting edge of the MMORPG Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. You know what comes first? A big thank you from both Drac and I. We couldn't be more happy that you've chosen us to be a part of your week, and we hope to continue to entertain you while we wait for Pantheon to release as a complete game. If you stuck around this long, you've made it longer than most who click the next button after 30 seconds. We would ask you if you could click that like and subscribe button while you are listening. We would greatly appreciate it. Let that algorithm know other people should be making fun of Drac's terrible top 5 list too. And feel free to toss us some dollars if you are so inclined. Links below, pick a tier, and have Mr. C read your name each week. Lastly, back to the blog, baby! More Discord craziness and an update from Sav. It's not always this slow, but when it is, we can always count on Discord posts to blow our minds. Now, on with the show!
The adventurers gathered around the campfire, discussing what they could craft to aid in their journey. Anton died as the Darkmere's Shaman Glyph Keeper began. I'll craft the Totem of Protection, an ancient symbol to ward off dark spirits and enhance our defenses. Churrodude the Gnome Summoner smiled. I'll create a Summoning Crystal, something that channels elemental forces to strengthen our spells. Kalarok the Dwarf Paladin gripped his axe. I'll craft a set of reinforced armor that's both sturdy and light, perfect for long battles without slowing me down. Eliv the Halfling Rogue produced a small pouch of materials. I'll make a set of lockpicks finely crafted for delicate work and quick escapes. Ziplocs the Darkmere Rogue said with a grin, I'll create a set of throwing knives, perfectly balanced for silent and swift strikes. Annoying Llama the Human Monk clenched his fist. I'll craft a pair of bracers that enhance my speed and my strength, making every strike more powerful. Screech the Scar Bard tuned his lute. I'll make a charm that amplifies my music's effect, inspiring our team even more. Archbishops the Dwarf Paladin nodded. All forgers shield with divine runes, perfect for both offense and defense in battle. Dwimble the Gnome Rogue smiled. I'll create a camouflage cloak, perfect for sneaking through the shadows unnoticed. Each adventurer crafted their unique item, ready for whatever challenges awaited them.
This week in Visionary Realms News and Notes.
All right, Douglas, this show started off on extremely shaky ground. We didn't even know if we were going to have the show this week.
Well, sometimes real life gets in the way and, it just things happen, right?
It's Hot Girl Summer, man. Everything is up in the air right now. Everything.
You're exactly right.
I have zero extra time. I feel like every moment of my waking life is planned by family or nonsense. So
I tell you what, Drac, I tweaked my back at work today and I just was like, I almost threw in the towel, but I was like, no, Drac counts on me to be here. And all of our listeners are waiting on bated breath to hear what absolute vomit comes out of our mouth each week.
You know what tweaking your back means?
That I'm getting real old.
That you're getting real old.
It's so bad.
You know who doesn't tweak their back? Young people.
Young people. Yeah. Yeah. The problem was I was moving a piano, not far, like just moving it from like 5 feet across, or not even across the room, not even really 5 feet. Like let's say 2.5 feet, right? Like just from one spot in an office to another, and it was a baby grand, but I was doing it with another old dude, and we both. And this was an old baby grand, so it wasn't moving very well. It's kind of heavy. It's just not in great condition. It was super creaky. When it moved, we were like, "Oh God, is this thing gonna break?" And so we had to really like be gentle with it, but also hurt our backs at the same time. But we did both end up like, oh, that's not good. So yeah, I definitely know I'm getting old. It's great.
Yikes. Yikes. All
But
right.
I'm here for you, Drac, and I'm here for all our fans too.
Woo woo. Way to play through the pain, Dimos. Well,
Thank you.
Let's talk about something that we already talked about in detail. How about commitment to tenants? Remember like a month and a half ago when we like dove into all those tenants? Remember that?
Man, I really wish, as soon as this got posted, I was like, I really wish they would have done this before we read all 16 of those tenants.
Right?
Because they combine them down into a couple, like, I don't know how many are there, 6 or 7, 8, something like that.
I think there's 8.
Basically half.
Yeah.
Half of what we read off. That would have saved us a ton of time and a ton of time editing and post. Thanks, guys. I'm glad that you listen. That's the other thing.
Well,
we know
one of two things.
fact.
I've got it down to one of two things. Either one,
okay. All right,
we just have the pulse of the community. And
that's definitely
so far ahead of where the community. We know where they're going. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
Or they're just listening to the rewinding, ripping us off for content. I mean, I leave it up to you, the listener, to decide.
Yeah, right. I mean, we rip them off for content. They rip us off for content. It's the circle of content, right? It's a circle of content.
I'm glad you did that because otherwise I would have had to done it.
Yeah, but nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, man. Like this was, I read this and I was like, oh, okay, great. Well, now we've got something to talk about again on the rewind. We can just revisit. We can hold hash our old.
Listen. I'm not going through all of the tenants again. If you want the tenants, I will post the YouTube link for the other show in the link below. We're not covering every single tenant again because that's a little boring. But I would like to just I think we need to comment on just what you think of how Joppa posting the tenants, how it feels like, and he put some it felt like some of his own feelings in there too.
Yeah. It was nice that he kind of did a little recap and then kind of put his own little spin on it too. So this is definitely worth the 2.5 minutes it's going to take you to read. So if you haven't seen it, take a second and read it. But I do feel like he's got the 8 main ones. There were a lot of kind of fluff there. And honestly, there were a lot of ones that we thought were the same. Right, we kind of blasted through.
Definitely some doubles in there.
Yeah. So this is the streamlined version. We're down to 8. He's got all the greatest hits here, right? Obviously, we talked about content is king ad nauseum. I like that he put class identity matters. That's super important to all of us. That it's a social game was number 3. That's a big one. And then. Everything, living, breathing world, blah, 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 economy. I mean, maybe we'll get there, hopefully.
That's a hard maybe on the economy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But then, forging bonds that matter. And he talked about, if it's your guildmate, if it's your new friend, if it's someone that you hate,
your box account that you have to play because no one else is on.
Sorry, Vendini.
What's better than a friend? A friend with 3 box accounts. Yeah.
They do all the work while you just sit there and push one button.
That's what I do.
Thanks, Vendini.
All right. Well, why don't you want to go first? You want me to go first? Kind of some comments on the tenants or the blog about tenants that Joppa posted. I like to nitpick a little bit. So let me start by saying I think overall, I think reposting the tenants in a condensed form that's updated and having Joppa's thoughts, I think this is good. As our good friend Vendini said, I want to make sure to give him credit. A lot of people don't know about the tenants. A lot of people don't know. And so getting it back out there, getting it to all the new people, letting them take a look at it, I think that's an excellent plan.
For sure.
Now, all that being said, I have a few nitpicky things.
Yeah. Nitpick away, my friend.
Nitpicky. Starting with number 1, which we railed on in the first episode.
Yes, we did.
Here's the problem. There's this section in here. If content is king, where is it now? The answer is we're building it. Pantheon is still in active development, and much of the world is still under construction. This tenet drives our efforts and scope. Here's the problem. Originally, when they talked about this, it wasn't just that content was king. It was that they were developing the game in such a way that they were going to be able to crank out content at an amazing pace. And remember, and that's why we were using Unity. Remember, that's why we got the lower level of graphics, because we couldn't possibly develop content at the pace at which MMO players were going to devour it.
Mm-hmm.
And keep this MMO going with the amount of content it needed, because MMO players consume content like no other people. Like, we just went through Dune, and it was 3 weeks, and we were done. Done. That's a AAA.
You forgot about all the PvP that you're supposed to be doing, Drac.
That didn't happen. Done. 3 weeks, and that was a AAA studio, and with a massive IP and lots of money behind it. 3 weeks. That's all. And now they're like, well, we're going to have content in October. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm never going to log back on in October. I don't care how good your game is. It doesn't matter to me. I'm done. I'm done with Dune. I'm sorry. You didn't have enough. And Pantheon and
Hashtag
VR,
Game of the Year.
Hashtag Game of the Year. Dune Summer lasted 3 weeks. But the problem is that VR has not shown the ability to create content quickly. It's not about just having content. You have to be able to create it. What happened to all the big Java tools? What happened to all the live streams where they're like, well, we can create a zone. We can bring up a zone in 2 days, and we can populate a zone in 4 hours. Remember when they used to say these things?
Yeah.
We've never seen that. All we've seen is, okay, we have all these zones. Oh, wait, we need to go refactor. Oh, here's all these zones again, and we're going to re-release them, and they're slightly tweaked. Oh, and then we're going to take it all down, and we're going to redo the graphics, and we're going to swap everything up, and then we're going to re-release the same zones again. Maybe a little bit better, maybe a little bit upgraded, but the same zones. It's not new content. And their ability to put out brand new, never before seen content is slow. Very, very slow. And
very small Java tools.
Very small Java tools. And that's the problem. It's not just that content is king, but you have to be able to produce content. And you have to be able to produce it on a very quick pace, or at least a timely manner. And they have yet to demonstrate that.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't agree more. We're all super bored. We're waiting for Black Rose Keep.
Yeah.
And the other problem is the Ash Breathers is so unbelievably grindy to get there. Although I guess we're doing it wrong, but we'll get into that later. But I'd like to see that content, but man, I just don't necessarily know if I have the patience to get there now. So yeah, no.
Oh, you're getting there.
Okay. You're gonna have to drag me.
I will. After we record this podcast, I'm dragging you. You don't even have a choice. We're going.
I hate my life.
I know you do. What about you? I've kind of railed on a little bit. What did you think about the blog post? Not the blog itself, but like the content. What did you think about it?
Like the number one content is king?
No, just
or
overall.
Just in general.
No, you pick something else. I feel like I covered number one.
Man, I love number two. Like I was saying earlier, class identity does matter, and he hit it on the head here. It said specifically, warriors and paladins both tank, but they don't feel the same. They don't approach fights the same way or support their groups in the same ways. The toolkits, the playstyle, the pacing, these ingredients create unique rhythms from class to class and how they play and how others play with them. And I completely agree with that. It has completely turned me off from the paladin and completely turned me on to the warrior because of this pace of play. And so, it's some tanks are not for everybody, right? So maybe you just speak to the Dire Lord or speak to the warrior and hate the other one, or vice versa. You should hate the other play styles because you love the other one so much, right? I just feel like this is very on point, and I really appreciate it. I feel like they are getting away from the everyone does everything kind of mentality and back to specific class identities, and this whole flexing into another thing really isn't the best play. Like, remember when monks could tank pretty well? And we'll find out again if this monk can tank that I'm doing. But, at some point, I'm sure marks will die, and I'll have to like try to hold the mob, and we'll see if I can tank. And I've got a couple skills, but they might not be on my bar. It could be a situation where they have to be on your bar to be able to tank, and you're not going to be able to do that otherwise. But I think they are slowly moving away from the whole flexing thing where everyone can flex and everyone kind of does a little bit of everything. And I hope they keep that up. I think that is important. And we talked about it on the last episode too, how important it is that each character has its own specific role.
Yeah.
And maybe you have a little bit of dabble into it, but not even a flex, just like a little bit of dabble. But you certainly do not take over the role for whatever class you dabble in, right? Like it doesn't even compare.
Even to the point of kind of even like the advanced combat tactics system, right, is now just kind of like, what is it? Like they've so veered away from that now it's just like this meh thing that's like kind of just there. That's not even really like, ugh, like, okay, we do a couple of things, but like it's not what it was before. It was like, you better get the freaking debuff on there and it better happen or you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, but like you had said in the prior episode, when you have these things like your debuff that slows, or your debuff that, what you're taking away from the shaman that slows, or the enchanter that slows, or whoever gets that role. So I think it was a really good idea. I feel like when this was first introduced and the dev said it was very similar to the EQ2 combat wheel, but it ended up not necessarily being that, because the prize at the end was too good. What made the combat wheel great was that it sometimes, maybe 1 out of 10 times, depending on if you had a rogue or not, you get the really nice rare one that either gave you a mana buff or you did a little more damage or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, it was a nothing burger, right? Like you did it kind of to hope you get the chance at that 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 20, and everything else was okay. You did a little extra damage. Great. But it made everybody work as a team and it was fun. And then when you finally got that final really great one that took everyone, where you got all 4 of the types together within like 7 seconds to make that wheel happen, you felt really good and accomplished. And that's what they were going for. But you can't take it away from the classes who already have these things in this game. You can't replace the shaman with a thing that literally everybody does. That's not fair to the shaman. And you said that beautifully last episode, and it still rings true. But I do feel like the way this is slowly moving away, and that they're getting away from those flex rolls where you can literally flex into it. Now it's more, the idea is dabble into it and definitely not replace anything. So I think I like that they mentioned that, and I like the Japa talks about it in that way. So I hope it's headed in the right direction. I hope it continues to go the way I feel like it's going, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited that we're headed in this direction. I think all those decisions are good decisions. A part of me is like, why did we have to go through all this to get here, though?
Because it's the Pantheon way, man. We go through the renditions 1,000 times over. We tweak and we revamp and we tweak and revamp. That's why the people bitch that this game's been taking 10 years. That's true. It's true, but we do want to get it right.
But can't we learn some lessons from the community? No. I feel like you and me could have answered this question to begin with. We would have been like, this is a bad plan. This is a bad plan. We said it at the time. This is going to water down the classes. And
Yeah.
flexing into classes is going to water down the classes. We've always said that. Like, you can't make these things too much flex. Minus in PA4 was the prime example. That was 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
And that was before everyone got flexing. That was just the rogue only had the flex.
Very first class that could flex into something, and it went completely haywire with the rogue because that was the best crowd control class, and the enchanter couldn't even touch it. And like that should have been your moment where you should have been like, you know what, maybe this flexing thing not so hot, but whatever. I'm glad they're flexing back.
I see what you did there.
And not having flexing and keeping class identity.
A little dabble is fine.
Little dabble
will do you.
All right. Well, how about a little dab of leveling? How about a little dab of that?
Okay.
This post on the Discord.
This is nutso. This is the most nutso post I've ever seen.
This guy, he says that Pantheon leveling is too fast. Too fast, Diamond.
What? What?
And that you can get to level 25 in just one day. No problem, man. Just one day.
I mean, are we talking all 24 hours you're playing?
I think he's talking about a literal 24 hours.
Okay.
Period. I think the reality gap of where we're at here may be a little skewed of what your average or even quasi dedicated player is willing to do. And then maybe your retired neckbeard maybe on a different level.
Well, and Joppa said, even in if we look back at the dev post again, he talked about solo leveling being too fast, and this is actually a solo game or a social game. Sorry, not a solo game. Oh, it is a social game.
About to set some people off there.
Yeah, sorry. Don't lose your shit, people. Social game. But this is true. The solo game is way too fast. It's way too easy, and to get to 0 to 25, probably not necessarily. I guess it depends because some classes can now solo group mobs. So if you are soloing a group mob, I don't know what that experience looks like. I'm a lowly little warrior. I can't even solo ducks barely, right? Like it takes forever. It sucks. But someone that has a couple pets on them, like a summoner, it's a different ball game. Ranger that can kite things around, snare and pelt them with arrows, maybe that experience is beyond good, beyond anything I've ever seen. But for me to fathom that this could go to 0 to 25 and 20, even if you played all 24 hours, to go from 0 to 25 in a day, that's just unbelievable, man. Like there's no way. I just couldn't believe it.
Are we sure we're not getting power leveled here? From twink to high heaven?
Maybe that is the case, but who knows where this guy is coming from? He's clearly not playing the same game that we're playing.
Maybe he's just that much better than us. Maybe we're just
we are not good. I mean, we're good, but we're not like top tier, faceless good. We just do our own thing and we know what we're doing, and it's fine enough, right? We're the average man's gamer, MMO player.
Level 25 in one day. Get out of here.
Right.
Get out.
I mean, did I get to 8 in the 15 minutes that I had the damage shield, a high level damage shield? Yeah, of course. I was able to rip through everything in there, and I got in 15 minutes from 1 to 8. But then it slowed way down after that. Like, there's just no way. You have to be getting power level to be able to do something like this. So it's not even real. You're not taking it from where you've gotten nothing.
I feel like he's got some boxes or something on the outside helping him out.
Yeah, this is, and then 18 thumbs downs on this post.
Yeah, there was a lot of hate.
Yeah, I'd love to hear what others think. Thumbs down.
And you couldn't post on the post. They already shut it down.
Oh, really?
There was no post. There was no comments.
I just assumed that nobody wanted to post on it.
It was toast because I tried to post. I wanted to ask a bunch of questions.
Yeah. Maybe that's what they shut it down, because they knew people were just going to be like, what are you smoking? Like, let me get some of that.
Let me get some of that. Well, you might not be able to level to 25 in one day, but you maybe can join the tester program. How about that?
I mean, I could try. I certainly don't want to, but I could try.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Because I thought we were testers. Weren't the
We
VIPs? Weren't the
level
VIPs
2
testers?
testers.
Oh, level 2? Oh, so it's just a different level of testing.
Yeah, we're like the B testers, and they're the A level testers.
I feel like I got like a switch 'em put on me. Like they were like, whoop! Not a
Gotcha.
tester anymore. Gotcha.
Yeah. We're playing a gotcha game over here.
Another $500 and you can be an advanced tester. Whoop!
Our advanced testing time has come and gone. We are now just plebs like the rest of everybody. There's no more VIP.
Where's my VIP only zone tavern thing? Remember that? Remember we were promised that? Where's that at?
I don't know if we were promised that, but I definitely remember talking.
No, it's
them
in my
talking
pledge.
about that.
It's in the pledge.
No.
Maybe not your pledge. You're kind of just like a little lower than
We are the same pledge, Drac.
I thought
We
you
are
were the-
both. I jumped up, remember?
Oh, you
I
did
started out as the
okay.
Black Rose.
the Black Rose and you.
But now I'm the full-fledged VIP because I
okay.
wanted in that chat. Wanted in that VIP chat, baby.
You came up to my level. That's what
I
you're
did.
saying.
I did come up to your level, yes.
Anyway, apparently the testers are doing great things. They're doing focus testing. They're doing all kinds of like things and then it's going amazing. They're dying a lot. They're doing lots of all this stuff. And my question is like, where was this when we were VIPs? Where was this? I can count twice in the entire time that I was a VIP tester over 4 or 5 years where they asked me to actually test something.
Something specific?
Something specific. Not just, hey, go play the game, tell us what you think. But just like, hey, do this thing and see what happens. Twice.
Yeah. And I don't even remember any of that. What I do remember of my time in testing is the first time I was in a PA and I went to go fill out my form to let them know what I thought about how things were going.
Yeah, they did send out the forms. Yep.
Yep. So I filled out said form, clicked the enter button, and it rejected it because I had written too much.
Too much writing.
Let me tell you.
That's enough for the feedback.
You had too many characters in the post. How are you asking for feedback and then putting a cap on how much I could send back? That, Drac, I don't know if I've ever told anybody this story. That was the moment that I was no longer a tester for VR. I was just someone that was enjoying the game early. Yeah. Because I took a long amount of time and wrote a lot of information about, I was playing the monk at the time. And so I wrote a lot about playing the monk and I gave them a lot of great feedback and they didn't want it because I wrote too much. And I'm sure that's not on them. You know, it was probably like a Survey Monkey sort of situation where it was third party. They didn't actually make it. It was, and the third party put a cap on how much you could put in a single, you know, whatever those things are called, where you type into dialogue box.
Yeah, whatever.
But that was the moment where I was never going to actually do any real testing for VR again. And I never gave my feedback ever again until we started this podcast, until we started hosting this podcast. Now they get all the feedback.
They get all the feedback. There's no containing Dimos now. He's just like whatever he wants to say. He's going to say it. He's going to say
this is my feedback, VR. Take it or leave it. And I know you're leaving it, which is fine. I'm just one man. And you shouldn't just take one person's opinion, right? Like, you should take many opinions. But also, you shouldn't cap how many words I can put in my post, so I can tell you how I feel about the class when you ask me to tell you how I feel about the class.
I wish I could put a cap on you.
From the SGL Action News Desk, this is MMO News, featuring your anchors, Drac and Daimlos.
All right, Daimlos, back to the regular, amazing Man of Rohan intro this week. No custom one.
That's good, because we need to use that as much as we can and not make up really terrible bumpers on the spot.
I mean, he caught us last week, and I felt like I was the kid that was being naughty, and my mom found out about me. So I was like,
sorry, Man of Rohan. We love you. We will never not use your bumpers ever again.
Well, this week on MMO News, let's talk about Old School RuneScape. How do you feel about Old School RuneScape, Daimlos?
Well, I'm shocked that you've put this here, because I hope you got a lot to say about Old School RuneScape, because I have never once in my life played Old School RuneScape.
That would be two of us. I've never played Old School RuneScape.
Oh, well, I'm glad this is in the MMO News.
This is going to be the shortest MMO News section ever. But I just wanted to put it on there because apparently Old School RuneScape has opened 60 more servers to handle the demand for Old School RuneScape. Like, what the actual heck is going on?
I have no idea. This game is blown up, and it's not even blown up. It's like just gained ground pretty steadily over the last, I don't know, year and a half, maybe even longer, maybe even over the last 3 years. I remember talking to a buddy at my old job about it. So that was 3 years ago that we were talking about RuneScape. And like he was playing it on his phone, and they were about to release something else and that was not on the phone. And like, man, maybe we should be playing this game. Maybe it should have been RuneScape Summer instead of Hot Girl Dune Stupid Summer.
Have you ever looked at Old School RuneScape?
I don't remember it being the most pleasing visually game.
It's awful.
Okay,
it's awful. It's top down. It's click movement. It's
I fucking hate click movement. I'm out.
know.
I'm already out. I'm out.
I knew
RuneScape is out. Good. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad, because now I don't have to try it, because I will not try it.
No temptation by
I
Daimlos.
hate click movement. I hate it. Diablo, you can go straight to Diablo. Get it? Oh,
anyway, so there's no temptation for Daimlos to go check out Old School RuneScape. Probably not for me either, but Mr. C does stream it.
Does he?
He streams a little Old School RuneScape. Yep, he's been playing it. I think Wednesdays. I think he's been streaming on Wednesdays.
I usually check in most of his streams, so I'm shocked that I missed this. I'll have to go back in his channel.
Yeah, he's been doing it. I guess it's the rage. I guess we're missing out. Or just maybe like everyone's so bored of all the old MMOs and there's no good new MMOs that we finally hit the bottom of the barrel. And
I've not played this shit before. Let's give it a go.
Let's give it a go. You know what? Maybe Old School RuneScape's amazing.
EverQuest's too hard. I'm going to play RuneScape.
Or probably more. Like, I've already played EverQuest for the last 7 years straight.
There is that.
Time for Valius again. And I refuse to do that.
Speaking of, did you see Redbeard's video? Monsters and Memories developer, A Loving Robot, talked about gave Darkpaw the best advice. Just redo EverQuest. Stop whatever it is you're doing and just redo EverQuest, and you will make hand over fist monies to then produce whatever EverQuest 3 you really want. You'll have the money in the bank to be able to do that.
I believe our good friend Nathan Napalm said this about, 3 years ago. 3 years ago. Yeah. Like, hello.
Yeah. Why have we not hit the nostalgia button? You try to redo it with these TLPs. How about you just update everything and make it a great game, but make it the exact same game?
You buy a license for Unreal 5 and you create EverQuest in Unreal 5, and everyone, their mother and their mother's mother and their cousins and everybody would be there. Everybody.
Yep.
Every single person, all the Pantheon people, all the Monsters and Memories people, everybody
would absolutely be there paying buku bucks.
Ooh.
Not the $17.99 a month.
No,
if you pay it
you
monthly.
could charge $50.
$50.
$50.
Easy.
And then you could sell bags after that, and they would totally pay it.
Yep.
You could down every single person for $100 on launch day minimum.
I agree
you could sell
completely.
XP potions. People would go nuts.
Take my credit card, please.
Dynamos himself would put 3 Asian people through college with the amount of money that he would spend.
We don't need chronos in this game. We will just give you straight hard cash for one tiny little measly XP pot.
He's going to tap you right into his bank account.
For sure.
Do you do IOUs?
Yeah. Can I... what is that called at the store when you can I get EQ layaway? Can I get
little store credit here?
I promise I'll make payments on it as long as you just hold my XP pot for me. I will make payments upon that XP pot, and then when paid in full, I will get the XP pot. It'll be great.
5,
Drac, I'm so disappointed in you.
4,
Luckily, every week I dominate this list and just destroy Dymos.
3,
I thought you would just tuck your head between,
No
your butt
way!
cheeks.
No, my list is
And
amazing.
It's not at all.
2,
Oh, already your list is the worst. Your list is the worst.
1.
All right, Dymos, after I beat you and Mr. C last week, I feel like I'm, kind of riding on cloud 9, feeling the victory, doing a lap.
I don't think you remember last week very well. That didn't we take a week off? So did we? Did we even take a week off?
No, we didn't take a week off.
I
Last
can't
week was
remember.
literally Mr. C.
Was it? Okay. Yeah, you're right. It's because we're recording later. I can't keep my time straight. Anyway, you definitely did not win. Mr. C gave you the live scoring. You were dead last until he just threw me under the bus and then gave me like negative 1,000 points. And then you finally caught up with me. So yeah, your summer activities are terrible, but maybe this week you'll be better.
No, I don't
Drac.
think this week I'm going to be better. I think if there's any week other than possibly, I don't even know what else. There's nothing else you can beat me at. But I think crafting professions could be what you beat me at.
Well, I'm not like super into crafting either, right? I just do it because I have to. But let's take a look back. I know we've both done crafting at some point in our day. Maybe we haven't done it too long, but we've certainly done enough crafting in our day to have an idea of what some of the good ones and some of the bad ones were. So, top 5 crafting professions. Drac number 5.
I had to it was really hard for me not to put gathering professions on here.
When I was building this list, there were several times where I put fishing on there. I was like, oh yeah, fishing. Oh wait, that's technically gathering. So
yeah, because I love
we're
gathering.
gonna have to take this
I love
off.
to gather. I'm all about the gathering.
Yeah, I agree.
I would gather all day, but that's not really what we're talking about here. We are talking about crafting. So I'm going to start with the old one. This is more really just a remembering
where we've come from.
Really a nostalgia, like as remember when the EQ guys say and they talk about how great EQ was. This is me.
Yeah.
I know full well that it was horrible. But I'm going to go ahead and put this on the list, and I'm going to say EQ tailoring. Because I like the idea that you went out and you killed something and then you use that in crafting. And I thought that was a good idea, and I had never seen that before, so I thought that was super cool. So a nod to my first crafting, which was EQ tailoring. Made some bags.
For sure. We definitely made some bags. I will say that this is like what, made it crafting what it is, right? Like this was the kind of gold standard of crafting for a while was EQ. And the fact that it was so unbelievably terribly difficult is just that's the nostalgia that I have about EQ crafting. Just unbelievably hard. You have to spend so much time and energy and resources, especially platinum, into trying to get this thing up. But I definitely remember us both trying to, because this is back when I was playing on your account and I was helping you do the tailoring. I was killing the animals and we were buying as much thread as we possibly could, and it was breaking the bank. Thread
We were
was
going
breaking our
broke
bank
on the components to make the
Yep.
stuff. That's how bad it was.
And what I will never forget is how much you failed. You failed so much. It was so stupid how much you failed.
It's finally green. I'm not going to fail as much. Fail.
Yep,
fail. What is
and of course, you're getting no XP towards those failures,
Yeah.
and you're getting so little when it's green. Man,
so brutal.
I just remember how hard it was to find medium and high quality pelts.
So bad.
Now it's okay.
You would kill in an area for like 2-3 hours. And you'd get like 2.
It's so unbelievable.
And then you'd go back and fail twice and get 1 skill up. One skill up.
It was never that bad again. It was still bad, but when you did it, you were level 50 because you could, on a TLP, you climbed to level 50 in a week at most, and then you're going back and then you do the trade skilling. And so it's not nearly as bad. I've done TLP EQ trade skilling. It is not even close to what you and I went through back then, Jack. Not even close. But yeah, no, EQ tailoring will always have a very fond memory in my heart.
Well, what about number 5? Does it have a fond memory in your heart?
In the same fashion that you have tailoring, I have to talk about EverQuest jewel crafting.
Oh my goodness. The bottomless pit of platinum.
This was the kind of the best of it, because you still needed this profession all the way through Velius, right?
Yeah.
You needed resistance rings. You needed things to be able to combat Vox and Nagy. And to be raid viable, you had to have the platinum enchanted whatever, right? And so this was the one crafting in EQ that you could do for years. Like until Velius was done, you reigned supreme as the crafting profession that everyone wanted to be, but no one could afford. Everyone always tried. I'm going to get into jewel crafting. No, unless you've got a guild worth of funneling you money to make jewel crafting, you are not going anywhere.
That's really what it took, was a guild of people and all their money. That's really what it took.
And their resources. All the things that they find along the way have to be given to you. You cannot do this yourself.
Every raid drop gem that dropped goes to the guy that is dedicated to be the jeweler in the guild.
Yep. That's how. But this was, you had to have it, right? You didn't have to have tailoring. You made some bags, sure.
Right.
But once you got past those 10-slot bags, they didn't have anything else for you until way later when they started putting in larger bags.
All crap.
Yeah.
They didn't have that monk set that was useful till way later.
Well, that was Kunark, because I remember killing those cats So, but that was
after
how many people played monks? Very little.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Very little.
Back in the day, there's monks everywhere now, but back in the day, not many monks.
Not many. But everyone needed jewelry. Everyone.
Ugh.
And that was the crafting of choice. So
brutal.
Fond, hated memories of jewel crafting. I remember you doing it. You were an enchanter at one point. And you were enchanting all that different metal and trying to make it. And we had no money.
Dude, I made it to like 70 and I was like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done feeding this thing.
It's a bottomless pit, exactly like you said. But still going to remember it fondly. It was fun while it lasted. It was a way to sink our money, and we sank a lot of money into it.
We sank a lot of money.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on. We've talked enough about EQ. Let's talk about your number 4, Jack.
Number 4 is a Sage in EQ2. This is the research class for casters, int casters. And you would, it's just like a regular casting class, and certain spells would only be available through the crafting, which I really, really liked. I thought that was a really smart way to integrate crafting into the game. Like, okay, there's a lot of spells that you get. You just go to your guy and you buy it, or you do a quest or whatever. But there's some spells that you have to interact with crafters. You have to let them make, and it was typically the lower level spells. Because in EQ2 there was like levels. You had like apprentice and then master and then whatever double master and triple. There was like a 3 in there somewhere. That's the one you really wanted.
It depends on what version of EQ2 you're playing. If you're playing
Classic,
pre or post, Classic had like 3 different levels, and there were 5 different levels of within those. So each level had 3 or 4 different levels.
You had like the master tier 3. That was what ultimately what you were after, and that's where we're at the end where we were, because we were raiding, and so that's what you wanted. But and those you got by raiding. But like the master, I don't think you get masters by crafting, but like one that was like the highest right before master, there was a tier that you could craft if you got rare crafting materials. And so it was experts. Yeah, experts. It was really good. I really liked the way that they did it. I thought it was nice. I did not do it. But I appreciated that was there, and I understood why they did it and the way they did it. I thought it was good.
Yep, I completely agree. I liked how it played out in the economy. You always can easily just hop on the vendor and or the bazaar and
that's what I did.
Yep. You didn't have to buy your spells. You didn't have to wait for them to get dropped. You could have someone make them for you and at least be better than the worst.
Better than nothing. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was real good.
Good one.
How about your number 4?
All right. Number 4, we're going to the way out there. And only because this is the one that I did, which was carpentry in Project Gorgon.
This is a good reach. I like this a lot.
Thank you.
It shows your MMO range right here.
Thank you. I'll be honest with you, Drac. Project Gorgon might have the best crafting of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the only reason this is because it all ties into each other, right? Each thing that you do, and this is the beauty of Project Gorgon, no matter what it is, if it's what class you are, if it's what gathering thing you do, whatever choice you make, it's all tied into something else around the circle, and you can't get away from it. So the reason that I did
no
carpentry,
escape, literally, like all of a sudden,
there's no escape.
Carpentry's like, okay, you need carpentry to be a level 5 warrior, and you're like, what? What does this have to do with anything? You're like,
for me,
don't
it
ask
was
any questions, just do it.
For me, it was hand to hand. I was trying to be like a monk, and to be a monk, you did meditation, and how you did better meditation was through sitting on stools. Seems simple, right? But to make stools, you had to be a carpenter.
Carpentry. That's so awesome.
That's so awesome. I think that's so unbelievably awesome and cool. The way that it's just all weaves and flows. But within carpentry, you could make boxes. You made mushroom farming things for the mushroom gatherers. You made eventually you made different shoes for the different animals that people could turn into, like cows and just all, I can't remember it, the spiders that they turned in. I don't think you made shoes for the spiders, but you definitely made shoes for the cows. And there's several others that you did too. But it was everything. Everything was tied into everything. You couldn't get away from it. And I felt like Project Gorgon really crushed everything about crafting, tied it into every class, tied it into every gathering skill. Everything you did went back into the loop of leveling, crafting, gathering. It was all together, and you could not get away from it. You had to do it if you wanted to be better at your whatever it is you were trying to do. and I thought that was cool. But carpentry for me was the one that I did because I was hand to hand. So I had to give carpentry a specific shout out to Project Gorgon. But I think they just nailed it when it comes to that. So Neff, please take a look at what Project Gorgon did. If you could even get close to what they did, then you have won.
No,
you've won the.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, well,
No.
well,
it's horrible. What
do you mean it's horrible?
awful. Like I appreciate Project Gorgon for what it is, and I have a soft spot for that game. But it's simultaneously awful. I don't want to do all the crafting. I don't.
Too bad.
Every time I decide that I want to cast a spell, I don't want to have to pick up hunting for herbs or whatever. Like I don't want to do this.
Too bad.
No, I don't want to play my MMO like that. I don't want to be forced.
That's fine.
I don't want to be forced.
You can just be mediocre.
No,
you can just be a mediocre wizard.
I can't even progress through the game without doing all. And then the thing is like okay, so I give in just a little bit, right? And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go. Okay, so I'm gonna be a herb collector. I'm gonna go collect the herbs. Fine. I've given in. I've lowered myself. I've broken all the promises that I've made to myself in my MMO career, and fine.
200 hours later,
it's like I start collecting mushrooms, and then it's all right. Well, okay, well, to collect the mushrooms that you actually need to do the wizardry, well, you also need some metalworking because you need to be able to build a scythe to harvest the really good mushrooms. And I'm like, how am I not doing that too? It's not happening. You're not taking me. You're not taking me.
It's so good.
No.
They just were so smart about it.
No.
Just so good and smart about it.
No, it's horrible.
Whatever. You're so wrong on this. Anyway, love you, Project Gorgon. If you have not played it and you find yourself to be rather whimsical, this is the game for you. Go buy it on Steam.
If you're not taking
even if you
yourself
don't like
seriously.
it, yeah. Even if you don't like it, go buy it anyway. They
It's good.
deserve your money.
Yeah, they totally
so
deserve
good.
the money, and it's fun to play for. We lasted longer on Project Gorgon than we did Dune. Let's just put that out there.
That's absolutely not even close. We lasted on that game for a long time compared to Dune.
Yeah. You guys played it after we gave it up.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was so fun. I had such a good time in that game.
We lasted a solid 4 or 5 months on that.
If we had a group that wanted to go back to that, I'd totally do it. Anyway, number 3, Drac.
Can't handle it. All right, number 3.
I didn't ask you.
Anytime I can throw a WildStar into the mix, it's going to happen.
Yeah. Before we get into this, did you see that there might be bringing that back privately?
Oh my goodness, it's such a lie. It's almost as big a lie as the what's the other EQ game that we don't talk about, the PlayStation one.
Oh, EverQuest Online Adventures.
Yeah, it's as much.
EQOA.
Yeah, it's EQ. It's as big a lie as EQOA. It's just there to be like, oh yeah, well, this is gonna happen, and everybody's
You're gonna piss off half our base, our fan base here, Drac.
I just live in reality. It's not happening.
Yeah, right.
EQA is not happening. WildStar is not happening. It's dead. Just get over it.
Well, maybe.
But what I did like about WildStar was Architect. And the reason I liked it is because this was a crafting profession that did absolutely nothing for you in the game. Nothing. All it did was make cool stuff for your house, for your plot, and that's
your thing.
And it was so cool. And so you could get this, and then you made your little things, and then you had chairs that nobody else had in their house that wasn't an architect, and you had different doorways and different walls and all kinds of different things and tables and all kinds of different stuff that nobody else had. And this I think is super smart because the problem with crafting is you get into this argument of oh well, if we make the crafted weapons better, then no one's going to want to go adventure. If we don't make the crafted weapons better, then no one's going to do crafting. Well, but if you make the crafting stuff that you don't need for combat, stuff that's just fun stuff that's in the game, stuff for your housing, then people are still going to want to do it because they're going to want the stuff for their housing. And that's going to slide right into your game, and you're not going to have that conflict. So I think they did it beautifully. That's why Architects in WildStar is number 3.
Nice. I, of course, as you know, never played WildStar, so
much to your shame.
I'm not going to bash on it. Well, I'm not cool enough to be in that game. Yep. So I will just say, good job, Drac. Good number 3. I'll never get to play it because it's dead.
How about your number 3? Is it dead?
Kinda. It's EverQuest 2. I chose tinkering. This was a profession that I did on my own. It was kind of a sub profession, and they kind of had like all the normal professions like armor and weaponsmith and all the blah blah blah. But then they had a couple that were just like, oh, tinkering. I love tinkering, and the only reason I did it for one reason: you had to get high enough to make a robot that could repair your armor on the fly. Like you,
I thought it was
hit the button.
What happened to the batteries that brought you back to life? I thought that was the reason to go tinkering.
That was another thing too. You could absolutely do that. Those were fun too, but certainly they weren't a mainstay. But I enjoyed being able to pop this bot for the guild when we were on raiding, and we didn't have to go back to the guild house to repair our armor. Like if we tried a couple times at a boss and failed, we can just pop the bot and you can repair your armor there. But it also did fun things like firecrackers and, like you said, the batteries that bring you back to life. And there was one that had Call the Hero in it, so you could target someone in your raid and click the tinkering device and it would take you right to them. So it was not a quote unquote real profession. It was just like this sub profession that they had, but it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing all the little tinkering things. I had so many fireworks in my bags at all times, just shooting fireworks all the time. It was like I was Gandalf, only I was a paladin.
I'm not sure what to say about that. You just said Gandalf as a paladin. That's not right.
Well, whatever. I said it, and you're going to like it.
I guess. Whatever.
All right, moving on to number 2.
Number 2. Now that I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it.
Yeah, I can't believe you put this at number 2. I am going to rip you so hard when you're done saying this.
I'm thinking it probably should have been number 4.
It shouldn't have even been on the list, to be honest with you.
I'm going to say it. Cooking in Pantheon. It's fun. I like the gathering. I like putting all the things together. I like that it takes up a lot of bag space. I think cooking should take up a lot of bag space. Gotta
have all those ingredients.
I like the stats that it gives. I think I don't like the tie-in with the survival thing with my dumb survival meter that I have to eat food. That's the most dumb thing ever. In an MMO of all things. But yeah, cooking's kind of a casual crafting thing, and I did it because nobody else was doing it, and I don't know, I got bored, I guess. But I'm actually doing it currently, so that's probably why I put it number 2, because I just don't like crafting in general, and so I'm actually doing it. So there you go.
Here's the deal. You could have literally said cooking and then put any other game behind it. But you put Pantheon.
Yeah, there you go.
And this is not done.
It's not.
This whole crafting thing is not even close to being done.
It needs a lot to bake.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, it's terrible. I will say that. Where it's at right now is just, I know it's still being worked on, but like it's just not good in Pantheon right now, and it may never be. Now I believe in Neff. I believe he understands crafting and what's going to be a good crafting, but what's been implemented is just not done. And just like the rest of the game, it's just not done. So I cannot truly judge Pantheon on where it's at. So that's why it does not belong on this list. You could have said cooking in EverQuest. You could have said cooking in WoW.
I didn't do cooking in either of those games at all.
Doesn't matter. You could have said it, but instead you chose Pantheon, and Pantheon is not done.
Listen,
and the food is not.
If I got to die on the Pantheon cooking hill for, the people, I'll do it.
Well, good on you, but this lost you the top 5. If nothing else, this absolutely lost you.
I think we both know I wasn't going to win this week. It's fine.
Yeah, you're right.
How about you? Number 2.
Okay, in the same fashion as you put Sage in EQ2, I'm shocked that you didn't put research down for EverQuest.
Oh, we're going to get to this because this just lost you the top 5. You thought
I
lost?
No.
This is the worst crafting system ever.
I agree completely. That's why it's the best. That's why it's the best. No. This one was so incredibly difficult.
No.
This was harder than jewel crafting.
Harder.
This was harder than tailoring. Harder than any other crafting, and that's why it belongs at number 2 of the top 5.
No, it's horrible.
It absolutely does.
No.
This was the hardest and the most rewarding. If you could not pay for your spells because you didn't have any money, if you could make money off of this, making the rare spells that no one else could get, the drop spells that you could just make, this was so unbelievably awesome. For all the same reasons you love Sage. All those reasons are all the reasons
Not even
that
close.
EQ had it. You got a page on this side, you got a page on this side, and you put the two pages together. You got the writ, you got the whatever else you needed with the writ, you combined them together, and you failed so much.
So awful.
You failed so much. It was so glorious. This is why we feel so good about EverQuest crafting. No. We both had EQ as our number 5. I also just wanted to bring this one up because this was the best.
Let me tell you about EQ research, because I was actually an intelligence caster.
I remember
for a long while. So, and this was like, remember those Monopoly games at McDonald's? Remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
and
yeah.
You went in and you're like, oh, I got Park Place. This is amazing. I'm like 50.
I can't wait till I get Boardwalk. I've got $1 million in the bag.
50% of the way there. That's 100% what. That is the exact system that this is.
Yep.
Because you would get 400 left pages, and there was only one right page that went with it, and it was ultra rare. Are you kidding me right now?
And then when you finally got that right page,
100%, and then you
push that combine button.
You failed it every time.
You failed every time.
Every time you failed it.
So good.
Oh,
it was so punishing.
It was so bad.
We were such gluttons for punishment back then, and we loved it. And we loved it, Drac. I think you clearly did because you put tailoring as your number 5.
No,
that was punishing.
It's too much.
But research was more punishing.
You know what I did? I just skipped all the spells that were research. I was like, I don't even care.
That's what most people did.
I don't care. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's so painful.
But remember when you got your level 16 Necropet and nobody else had it?
I never played a Necro.
Yeah, that's exactly right. No one did.
When I
because it was so unbelievably hard.
When I played a mage, the one time I played a mage, I just had the level 24 pet forever because I never got any of the upgrades. Because they all were research.
I just remember every time you started a new intelligence caster, you would do researching. I'm going to do researching every time.
Bad.
You just said it every time we restarted.
Even when we did the researching. TLPs, I'm like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make money.
I'm just going to do researching. I'm going to
sell that chrono. I'm going to make that bank.
Yep.
Yeah, not happening.
And you never did.
Happening.
Nope.
Even when they nerfed it, I didn't do it.
Yep. Oh, this is why it has a special place in my heart, Jack.
I'm sure it does. Just whatever.
Torments us. I loved it. So good. All right. Number 1, Drac. What is it?
All right. This will go down as the greatest crafting system of all time because it's useful.
Yep.
And it was useful for your character, and it was also useful as you did things.
And useful for forever.
And forever.
Yeah.
Till the end of time. It never became obsolete. It was never not relevant. It was amazing, which was enchanting in World of Warcraft. Yes. Amazing, because every time you ran a dungeon, you got drops. And sometimes you got stuff you needed. Great. Hooray! Sometimes you got things that your friends wanted. Yay, great. Hooray!
Yep.
Sometimes you just ran a dungeon.
You got bottom of the barrel bullshit items that no one was ever going to use. Ever.
So you took that item and you disenchanted it and you got a gem or whatever. And you took that gem and then you used it to give your armor plus stats, which was amazing. But more importantly for me is I took all of those gems. I would kind of do it on my own armor as
a little bit.
But I was all about selling those gems. I made a fortune off of selling those gems because I would disenchant all the things, and they went straight to the auction house. I made a killing on that stuff.
Yes. Yep. So I will be honest with you, Jack. I had disenchanting on my list here.
Yeah.
Had to take it off because ultimately disenchanting is the gathering skill for enchanting.
You're probably right.
Technically, it is the gathering part of the enchanting crafting
It's too
skill.
good to not put on.
It's
Sorry,
so good.
So good.
Man. No. The enchanting is the crafting. I had the disenchanting,
Yeah.
which is the gathering.
Yeah.
So I had to take it off.
I just
I
cheated.
desperately wanted to put it on here, but you had enchanting, and I was just like, you know what? We preferred the disenchanting
We
part
did.
of it. But the enchanting, the beautiful thing about that, WoW got this one right. This is still used. Like,
Yeah.
there's never been a
Current
moment
day, wow.
where enchanting,
Right now.
where enchanting wasn't relevant.
Yeah.
And so they killed it.
This is the perfect blend of what you want crafting to be. You want it different than anything you can get in an adventure. You want it useful and also useful to your group, right? It was utility for your group, because what ended up happening is if you had an enchanter in the group, sometimes if you were a group with people you didn't know, you'd be like, hey, I'll disenchant the rare thing that we got that nobody wants, and then we can all roll on the mats.
Yep.
Right. And so
and then it's useful.
and then everybody in the group was like super happy that you were an enchanter, right? Because then they had a shot at getting something useful out of the thing that was crap that dropped into the dungeon. So super useful.
Yep. WoW did a really good job. I really enjoyed tailoring in WoW. I don't know if I ever did anything else other than tailoring in WoW, but I was paired the
tailoring with the enchanting. Because then you took all that cloth and you turned it into stuff that you could disenchant.
Yep, exactly right.
Which was really good.
WoW did a really good job. Not Project Gorgon good, but they did a good job. It's always relevant and will always make you money. Which, great job.
All right. Well, who did a good enough job to be your number one?
Well, I think we all know where this is going. Duds by a Daimlos.
You want to talk about the most like?
Oh, I just am a glutton for punishment, my man. Like, this is tailoring in Embers Adrift.
Oof.
Okay. So hear me out on this one.
No.
Yes. Shut up. Yes. Absolutely punishing. Took countless hours of gathering different herbs, different weeds to make the everything. You had to then skin the animals, make all the leather that way, and then put it all together. They did a very good job of like the hierarchy of crafting. So each tier, except for like the very bottom tier, the bottom tier only had one thing and you progressed through that one thing. But as you got into second level tier, third level tier, and so on, it blossomed out. So there were multiple plants that you could use to make twine, to make string, to stitch things together. There were multiple things of leather. There was hard leather. There was soft leather that you could combine with the different strings to make different ways. So it branched out and it was a multifaceted sort of situation. Man, it was pretty in depth. It wasn't like super crazy out there. Like you had to have 100,000 like cooking, fills all your bags. It didn't need to be that, but you definitely had 10 different things of fabric, usually 2 or 3 along for each tier. And I, of course, would keep several of each tier along the way. So it would fill up my bag. And then several of each things of thread. And of course, whatever rare in Embers Adrift case, it was the flux that you had to keep together. So I had different tiers of flux that you had to have as well. It was enough complicated that I liked it, but it was also easy enough that you could just kind of mindlessly do it and still get your skill ups and all that stuff. Now that I've been gone, they've added patterns to it. They've added color to it. Also, on top of all this is the piece de la resistance, is that along the way you had epic crafting quests. Like we had epic weapon quests, you had epic crafting quests. Remember when I made everyone the most awesome shirt of all time and everyone got a bunch of AC out of it and it weighed nothing and everyone was so happy because that spot made it so that we could actually take some hits from time to time?
Wear other gear?
Yeah, exactly. On top of being able to wear heavier gear because it freed up a spot. Anyway, also, when you did this epic quest, the piece that you made for yourself was slightly better. Not better, but just slightly better than the ones that you handed out to the rest of your party. So you felt like, yeah, I know I made this shirt. It looks like everybody else's, but I know mine is better. And that's so awesome. And I got to create the label Duds by Daimlos, which is awesome. So big shout out to Embers Adrift. I really enjoyed your crafting. I sunk way too many hours into gathering weeds and killing animals for their skin. Way too much.
Don't worry.
But
when we go back
I enjoyed
to Embers Adrift, you can do it all again. It's gonna be great.
I still have my characters. We're good.
Oh no,
I'm
we're
still there.
restarting level 1.
I mean, I may not do crafting again. I'd just go back to the other dude and do the crafting over there.
All right, shut it down. Let's get to some Patreons.
Man, I can't believe we talked this much about something we don't really like to do.
It's a lot.
It was great.
It's a lot.
It was great. All right, Drake, play this out.
Biddly-doo, biddly-doo, biddly-doo.
All right, this is going to be real quick because we only had 2 people actually do it and 1 idiot that thought he was funny.
I
guess
think
who
we
thought he was
all know
funny?
who the idiot is.
Take a wild guess who that is. Dwimble. We're just going to get this off the board real quick. Dwimble, number 1. Any crafting that I don't have to do. Okay, I'm done. I'm not even going to give him any more time than that because I dialed it in. Just like every other top 5 he's done in the last 3 months, completely dialed in. Next, let's go to Screech, who, like us, has kind of a very limited scope of crafting. And so, number 5, Armor Smith in Pantheon, Rise of the Fallen. Okay, I've done this. I'm currently doing it. I can make armor. It's fine. The different metals, it's very similar to kind of what Embers Adrift did, where there's different things, different tiers, and each tier has different types of metals that can make different things. It's somewhat complicated, not the most complicated thing ever, but okay. It's okay. Tailoring an EQ, of course. Okay, I'll be right back.
Your cat likes tailoring.
Get out.
That's getting clipped.
That's how you get your kids to stop slamming the doors. Tell them to get out. Okay, let's just start over with Screech. All right, on to Screech. We've got armor smithing from Pantheon. This is okay. Again, not a complete game TM, so it's hard to judge where this is at. I do currently am an armor crafter in Pantheon. It's somewhat complicated only because you don't really know what you're going to end up with. It's the tooltips are not clear enough to know where you should go with things. Like, do I make the blood armor? Do I make the ichor armor? It's just not very good yet. There's a lot of good bones there, just like with Pantheon. There's a lot of good bones in that game too, but it just needs a lot of tweaking. Moving on, tailoring at EQ. We talked about that. Great. Punishing. Now, fishing, we've kind of already said that this is a gathering skill. So this is out, Screech. You messed up. It's okay. We forgive you. But then his number 2, also cooking, just like yours. Cooking from Pantheon.
My man, Screech. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Just not done yet. Too obscure. Doesn't have enough drinks. Has weird food that not everybody can use. It's just not great. Then they took out, remember they had the rabbit stew that you could learn things faster. Like you could eat the stew and go climb a rock and you'd get way better at climbing.
People were having fun, dang it. Take out the stew.
Take it out. Get the stew out. It's too OP. We can't have people learning things faster.
Get the stew out and also kill that group gathering because dang it.
true. It's true. And then last, jewel crafting and EQ. This was, like I said, everyone wanted to be the jewel crafter, but no one could actually be the jewel crafter. That's why it's on number 1 on Screech's list, because everyone just wanted to be the jewel crafter. It's true. So I can't blame you. All right, Screech, moving on from that, we're going to archbishops. This has got to be a troll list, right? Maybe.
This looks super troll to me. Super
let's
troll.
see where we're at. So we got tinkering in EQ. What did tinkering in EQ even had? Like, I don't
when
even.
When did it come out? Because I don't feel like it was there at the start. Was it?
What?
Maybe it was.
I'm sure it had something.
I don't know.
I think it was. It definitely was, because only gnomes could do it, right? That's probably why it's on the list, because only gnomes could do it. Yeah, we'd have to look it up, and I'm not willing to look it up.
Fletching and EQ. This gets you thrown out right here. Fletching? Are you serious?
Okay, this is the only skill in EverQuest that I got to 300.
Yeah,
on TLP as a ranger, I had to get it was my duty as a ranger to get my fletching up to 300, and I did, and it was miserable. But luckily, I was a elf, so there was a path. So elves and worshippers of Tunar had a path at an arrow that you could just constantly make all the way up to 300. If you were not either an elf or a Tunar follower, you had to make bows to level up to 300. And let me tell you, those bows were impossible to get the materials for. There was not enough material for you to get to 300 unless you sunk countless hundreds and hundreds of hours in getting your friends to try to go to high level places where the good staves would drop. It was impossible. So the best way to go about that is just to pay Daybreak money to turn you into an elf for 5 minutes, do all your fletching, and then go back to whatever it is you were that didn't have this arrow thing in it. But yeah, no, this was absolute trash. This is not good.
That's the best $40 I ever spent.
Yeah, yep. So you didn't have to spend 1,000 billion hours fletching. No, this was terrible. I did it only because I felt the need to as a ranger, which was kind of dumb in the first place. I mean, you could just buy an arrow, because as a ranger, you only needed one. You only needed to buy one arrow because you had the endless quiver. So there's no need to buy more than one arrow ever. Anyway, fletching can go out the window. Number 3, Artificer from Star Wars The Old Republic. Drac, I don't know anything about this, so how about you?
I mean, I played Swotar, but
sure.
I didn't.
I played it for 2 weeks.
I didn't craft anything.
Yeah, I mean, okay, moving on. So
that's
bunk. Yep. Number 2, Enchanting from World of Warcraft. Great pick.
Something real.
Solid pick here. Yep. And then, yes.
The ultimate troll pick. The ultimate troll pick.
Research from EverQuest. I love it. I love it. This is the best. This is the
why
best.
you lose this week, because you know the troll Archbishop is trolling, and you had it as your number 2. Game over, man. Game over.
Come on, man. Too many good memories from research and of you failing so many times over and over again. That's just my favorite part about it, is that just you were failing. Just you. Drac fails. That's my favorite.
You remember that dumb crafting quest to get the cape in Kunark? Or no, it's Velius.
The dumb. Oh, yeah. Of course I did. I did it on the TLP.
Yeah. What the heck was the name of that?
The Coldane Prayer Shawl.
Yeah, the Prayer Shawl. Do you know I failed the Calm Night on the level 6 Coldane Prayer Shawl? You know I failed it.
Yeah, Rob did that too.
I had to redo
really
the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's like a 15% chance to fail, and I failed it.
Brutal. Yeah, that's brutal. But that's the whole thing, right? That's why we kept coming back, because there was always the punishment. There was always that punishment. It was never home free, 100%.
A little bit masochistic.
There was always a chance.
Something there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep. Yeah.
I hate you, EQ crafting.
Before you leave, we've one final word. Before you've forgotten all that you've heard, there is a moment evergreen, stay here a while and listen to me.
All right, Diamonds. I feel like our short episode this week got carried away.
Well, I mean, before I edited it, it got carried away. That's how it always works. We always say, "Oh, we're going to make it short. We're going to make it short." 3 hours later,
A few moments later. Yeah, it did not happen the way I thought it was going to happen. But it's
we had
fine.
things to say.
We had lots to say. I wanna just throw a little bean out there. Throw a little beans. We may have some guests next week. Maybe some guests in the house.
Oh,
Some special
get
guests.
excited!
Some special guests. Yep.
I like where this is going.
We'll see how that goes. You got anything to say to the people before we say goodbye?
Oh, you said guests. Like it wasn't even one guest.
Multiple guests.
Yeah, this is going to be 17 hours.
17 hours of editing. All for you, buddy.
Oh God, no, it's fine. It's going to be great. I'm pretty excited for next week. So let's make it happen. But as far as end of this week, great show, Ustrak. We win again. 204 in the books. Well on our way to 300.
Maybe we should go actually play some Pantheon now.
Yeah, probably. All right, Marks, get ready. We're coming for you.